What is good, agents? Welcome to this week's Digimon video. Today, I actually wanted to address something that comes up in streams relatively often, especially when we're playing in more competitive events or talking about deck building. And that's really just tips for, hey, I'm looking to get into the Digimon trading card game. What can I do to get better? But also, what can I do to even start this journey? I know the game is relatively new, but I have no idea where to start. So today's video will be addressing that. So we have 5 tips that I think will help you kind of get into the world of Digimon and improve as a Digimon tamer. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump right in. Alright guys, so these tips are in no particular order. You don't have to necessarily do these in the order I'm about to give them to you. But first and foremost, I would say watch lots of gameplay videos, whether that be on YouTube or watching people stream or watching tournaments or going to your locals and kind of watching people play the game. Definitely spend some time watching how the game is played. I know that seems like it makes like, well, no duh, agent, of course we should do that. But you'd be surprised how many people don't really think about how much you can learn just from watching people's gameplay videos. Specifically, I know I should probably be plugging myself, but Card Protagonist, that man's videos are amazing. Him and Russ Morrow are my 2 favorite folks to watch whenever I want to see a video about how does a deck work, you know, what are some potential combos, and kind of get ideas for even my own original builds or things that I want to construct and then kind of expand from there. So definitely watch, you know, gameplay videos and kind of get a sense of the flow of the game, how the game is played, how cards interact with one another, and that knowledge will help you in the long run because, you know, you'll have you'll kind of get a really good sense of what your opponent's deck can do. Even if you're not playing the deck, you may have seen enough gameplay videos that you have at least some basic knowledge of, okay, these are the capabilities of the deck, these are some of the things I should probably watch out for. The next thing that I would suggest very strongly is join an active Discord community, so that one, you have people you can play test with. Yes, if you have locals, you can always go to your locals, and that's great. But I always think about locals as it's a really small, generally speaking, community, right? So you're talking 8, 16, maybe 32 people. I mean, that's probably on the way higher end. But you know, you're talking a much smaller pool of people, and you're not gonna see as much variety as you will in a Discord server that may have 100, 200, 300, 400 people. I mean, the main Discord server for Digimon, I think it's got like a couple thousand people in there, and you can run into all kinds of decks, you can meet all kinds of people, and really kind of get different perspectives about the card game and ways you should build your decks and ways you should kind of, you know, play the game. I find that oftentimes when people only kind of interact with the people with their own inner circle in terms of a local, like a physical local, there are certain decks that people won't necessarily try out or think to try out because it wasn't covered in a mainstream YouTubers or content creators video. So again, I would definitely find Discord communities that are relatively active that you can join in and just kind of discuss the game and get better that way. I know that's helped me. If you guys are in the stream, you've probably seen my list of like 60 plus Discords that I made. It's pretty stupid, but you know, it being in these communities is very, very helpful. The other thing is try every color. You will probably hate a couple colors. Like me personally, I do not like green and I do not like purple. I just don't like them. However, I have played decks for them, I have tried them out, and they're just not for me. But I highly recommend, even if you watch gameplay videos and you're like, this seems like it's not for me, still build something in that color and try it out because you never know. A good friend of mine who I don't really see play a lot of purple has a Titamon build that he really likes. And I wouldn't have expected that. But, you know, if he stuck to his usual color scheme of decks, I don't think we would have seen that build from him. And some of you guys have, I'm talking about Frolly Cat here, some of you guys have probably seen that deck on stream. But I say that to say, make sure you try everything in terms of just the color. If you don't like the strategy after you've tried it, cool, don't worry about it. You can sell those cards, you can get those cards for collector's value, whatever it is. But try everything is something I think people don't do enough. They come into the game and they stick to one color, and that's the only color they ever play, and never kind of expand their boundaries and kind of figure out what are some things they do and don't like about these other strategies. And when you play them, it also helps you have a better understanding of how can I demolish this this deck in this color. The other thing is participate in Discord tournaments. This goes back to what I said before about joining other Discord servers, but outside of your local, your physical local, try and participate in online events. Why? Again, you get a variety of decks, a variety of play styles, and you kind of exposing yourself to a larger environment. And with the Digimon TCG right now taking full advantage of Discord and online events, I mean, yes, because of COVID, but I feel like because of how integral this has become to the game, that even once we get past the pandemic and it becomes, you know, more viable for people to go to large scale events, there will still probably be online official Bandai events because the game has almost been founded on this online community. So definitely tap into that, because you don't want to miss out on, you know, promo cards and other things you can get for $10, $15, even $20 just by participating instead of paying $100 and $120 or even $200 like the Koromon right now that has been bought out on TCG Player. Fun fact, is selling from anywhere from $110 to like $200. But if you just participated in one of those online events and got familiar and comfortable with that, you'd only have to spend $30. So, or whatever the participation fee was. So definitely look into playing online and kind of build yourself a setup, even if it's super simple with your phone like I use, and in a boom arm or something to just prop up your phone, and there you go. You have a camera you can play online. So just don't overlook Discord tournaments. You should definitely consider playing in some of those. And lastly, this goes back to what I said before about watching gameplay videos. Also watch deck profiles. The really good ones explain to you the logic behind why they're running certain cards, so you can kind of get into other players' heads about why something is good or bad. But also, it can be a good foundation for you to come up with your own ideas. I am not a huge fan or believer in, oh, this is the only way to play this deck, so play my version and only my version, and it's going to be the best one ever. It will win you all the... No. Take a build, and then play around with it, and customize it a little bit. Change it out. See what you do when you don't like, and what works for you. Because no deck, at least in Digimon right now, I would say, is perfect to the sense of, like, you can't change some things out based on personal preference or based on, one, your local meta, your Discord meta, and what's going on, you know, in major Bandai hosted events. So I would definitely, you know, keep up with deck profiles and check some of those things out, and kind of build out your decks from there and really take some time to do some research. You know, I think the most important things in this list really are watching gameplay videos and joining Discord so you can embed yourself in the community and really just take your time kind of learning as much as you can about the game before you decide how much money you want to sink into, whether that be booster packs, boxes, play mats, sleeves, etc., all the extra, you know, odds and ends. You can get a sense of, this is where I want to start and kind of take off from there. But anyway, guys, that is this week's video. I hope these 5 tips really help you, especially if you're just looking to get into the game. If you have any questions about, you know, Digimon in general, feel free to put them in the comment section below or put them in our Discord server. There is a link to the Discord server in the description box below, so make sure you guys check that out. And if you want, you know, other tips and tricks and things you guys want me to cover, you know how to reach out to me. Just let me know and we can talk about it. Anyway, y'all, really appreciate it, and I will see you in the next video. Peace!